All right, we are back with Blocky music number. I don't know anymore, but I have Alyssa and I have Janet. Say hello.
Wow.
Hello.
All
Wow.
right, and then today we're going to be doing Castlevania for the Nintendo. I think Alyssa knows what Castlevania is. She should.
You.
But Janet, not really. It's a game that came out. These games came out back when Mario Brothers and like Mega Man, like the original Blocky ones came out. So it is indeed Blocky music. You play as this like vampire hunter guy, and your main weapon's kind of like this whip.
Okay.
And you go from left to right. Just like
Because the
normal,
vampires like it that way.
just like a.
Okay. All right.
just like a traditional like Nintendo game where you go from left to right, jumping and killing things, and then at the end you fight Dracula, and then that's the game. But it had like a very like
You're not Dracula?
no,
No.
your name is Simon, and
You're Belmont.
you're part of like a clan of lineage of like
Vampire
vampire
hunters.
killer, vampire hunters.
Oh.
So yeah, it is a Nintendo game. So it is the definition of blocky music. There are 6 stage themes, and we're gonna listen to 6. And we're listening to the whole loop, and then we'll just go. So I will just go for it.
It's a 5.
All right. I will let Janet go first.
I like that one. I heard whispers of a 5. I think it's pretty good. I don't know if there's going to be even better ones, so I don't want to give it a 5. But it was a nice little tune. I'm going to give it a nice 4.
Okay, Alyssa, what are you doing?
It's a 5. It'd be a good song. I mean the Smash Brothers remix of this song is also really good. But yeah, it has a good beat and it develops well. I like it. It deserves a 5.
Okay. I'll make it a 5 because I do lean towards the 5 on this one. But we can always we're gonna go back and like re-rank them, so it's not a big deal. But I'm leaning 5, and
It doesn't know what she's talking about.
well, it's. I mean, she's right. She doesn't know.
Yeah, she doesn't
what
know.
else is
She
to
doesn't
come,
know.
So
Yeah.
but
Neither do I.
all right.
Sure.
So number 2 is called Stalker. Here we go. All right, that was Stalker. This time, Alyssa, what do we have?
I think for the name, I think it fits its name really well. Like it's the way they handled the beep boops on this. It definitely sounds like it's trying to be like quiet and sneaky. I mean, I like it. I would say like a 4 or 3 on it. I don't like it as much as the first, but I think it fits its namesake.
Okay, and then Janet.
I also like this one, but it sounds fun to me, and that kind of scares me given the fact that the name is Stalker. I like the 3 little like starts it had in the beginning. That was fun, hence the theme of fun. But again, the name of the song is Stalker, so not fun. But I'm gonna give it an overall 4.
Okay, so it looks like we're going 4 on this one. The next one is Wicked Child. All right. This time, Janet, Wicked Child.
Speaking of Wicked Child, my cat Lorenzo just jumped on my desk. So if you
That's
hear
a
a
good
meow
boy.
in the background, so sorry. It had a very strong start. I liked it. I could feel the intensity of this song, given its name. I think that's pretty cool. It was like a 3.5. I don't want to give it a 4, but a 3 feels too bad. Like I don't know. 3.5. Whatever Alyssa says, we'll even it out.
Okay.
Okay, Alyssa, what do you say?
I like it. It's just Lola's theme song. How about that? Uh, it has a good tune to it. I'm the deciding factor here. Yeah, I would say it's like a 4 or 3. I guess depending on my mood. If you want me, and I kind of agree with what Janet was saying. I don't know. The bottom of the 4s. How about right now?
Okay, we'll do 4 for Wicked Child. I honestly really liked it, but
Yeah.
everyone has their own opinions.
Still too bad.
All right, so the next one is called Walking on, and just as a heads up, like I've played Castlevania 1. It's not one of those games. It's not like Mega Man where I'm like, oh, I know every song and I know all the whatever. Like I've played Castlevania, but I'm not like a super fan, and I've never beat the first Castlevania game. So, some of these are like I've heard them, but I'm not super familiar with them. So this is also kind of new to me as well.
Oh.
All right, Alyssa, Walking on the Edge.
I would like it better if more of the song was like the second half.
I just started glitching.
Oh. Though the second half does, like, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is a 2. I don't like it that much. It's a 3. Like, I like the second half of it. I wish more of the song was like that. I don't know. It's I mean, Walking on the, I mean, I guess it kind of fits that. It's like, oh god, my anxiety is going up. But yeah, 3.
Okay, Janet.
I agree with like the 3 because I like the second half of it. The first part of it was like boring. It was like I could sense the like Dracula vibes, and then it like as quickly as it came, it left, and then it changed into a new song. I'm like, okay, and then it left again, and I'm like, I don't like where this is going, so I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay. I will mark it as a 3. Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat as you guys. Like first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this one, and then it kicked in, and I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, it for a song that doesn't have that long of a loop, like the build up takes too long. It's like half the song is a build up.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So the next one is called Heart of Fire. Okay. This time, Janet, what do you got? What do you have?
Here on my notes, I have written down that it has a strong start. It has a nice little beat. And then I was like, it's a strong 4. And then that's when the song changed up. And I put an arrow and it says, you know what? Let's make that a 5. Because I was like, strong 4 and then the 5.
You're taking notes.
Oh, yeah, girl. I can take a picture of the notes that I'm taking. I put love that it picked up for a second. So it sped up for a little bit. And I thought that was fun. I'm going to give this one an overall 5.
Okay. Wow. All right. Alyssa, what do you have?
I agree with the 5, honestly. Like, I kind of had the same thing where I was like, okay, like, this is called Heart of Fire, so I was expecting it to be fast from the beginning. I was like, okay, this kind of, it's slow-paced, but I like it. I like what it's got going on. And then, yeah, it actually kicked in. I was like, oh, okay, all right, I see why you have your name. I think it's overall, like, really nice. I like the whole composition. Give that baby a 5.
I like how the mouse slowly went to the 5th star.
Yeah. He's like, I don't agree with you, but that's fine.
Okay, so I have this all the way up at the top, and then we'll rank those in a second. And then the last one is just called Out of Time.
Oh no.
Okay, Alyssa, what do you got?
God, I really like how that song starts with the like da 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 da. Like I think it's like something that's overall really nice. I was expecting, again, because the song's like Out of Time, I was expecting it to be much more fast paced than it actually ended up being. But that's fine. I would give this a 5 or a 4. Like, it's definitely, like, if it's not a 5, it's a high 4 for me. It's a very nice melody.
Okay, Janet.
I like that it was fast paced. For me, noticing how the other songs went, this is pretty fast for this group of songs. It goes well with the name. Also, it reminds me of Mega Man. So just because of that, I'm going to scooch it up to number 5. It could be the last of the 5. I don't care. But it was a good one. I liked it.
Okay. So yeah, you mentioned the like the pace of the songs and the tempo and stuff. Castlevania is a lot slower game than Mario and Mega Man. Like Simon moves slow. Like he moves very slow.
Molasses.
And like it's still an action game, but it's a lot more like it's not as reflex as like Mega Man and Sonic and Mario and stuff. It's a lot more you kind of have to like see where things are and kind of like plan your moves a little bit more. So it is a slower paced game, so the music being slower kind of makes sense. Because you're right, even though that was probably the fastest one out of all of them, we've heard like Mega Man ones that are just going at like 100 miles an hour. So it looks like we'll do the top three, and then you guys can figure out real quick. I'm gonna just replay parts of them, and then we can figure out if they're in the right spots or if we need to move anything. Okay. Janet, how do you feel about the ratings now?
Check the ratings. So I like how it is. I remember I gave Vampire Killer a 4. Listening to all of them, it is a 5, but I don't think it's the top 5. I do like Heart of Fire more, and like I said, Out of Time, it's a good one, but it's maybe like the bottom of the good one. So I'm good with that set.
Okay, and Alyssa?
I think I'd be fine with them, honestly, in that position, because I think the fives being the fives are good. I think Vampire Hunter has a little bit more going on than Heart of Fire, but honestly, I'm fine with that being at the top because when it kicks in, it kicks in. So,
did you say Vampire Hunter?
No, Vampire Hunter. It's like I think it has more going on than Heart of Fire.
Girl,
but when
it's
Heart
called
of Fire
Vampire Killer.
Sorry.
Go read.
Jenny, you're an ass.
I'll punch you next time I see you.
Okay. Then we
Which
have
is soon.
2 in the 3 spots. We have Stalker and Wicked Child.
The beginning of this, Victor, kind of sounds like one of those new Splatoon songs. The one where like Marina and Pearl are like.
Oh yeah, they're featured.
Yeah, it kind of has a similar.
Not Squid Talk.
Squid Talk.
It has a similar beat. Shut up, Janet.
Okay. So, Alyssa, what do you
Good
say
nerds.
with these two?
Shut up. I think I would move Child above Stalker, just because of the overall beat and tune, the melody and such. I think I like a little bit better. Like the Stalker one, like the name fits, but I just like the other one better.
Okay, and then Janet.
I also was gonna say to switch them. I like the other one better. Wicked Child better.
I think this is the most Janet and I have ever agreed on a soundtrack.
You know what? Put Stalker at number 5.
Well, yeah. I mean, so yeah. So they're also most of them are high ranking. So
Yeah.
Castlevania is one of this was the first game I think in the series. There might have been one that was like a not called Castlevania, it's called something else, but then like it became part of the Castlevania like timeline or whatever.
Isn't
But
this an anime too?
there is
Yes.
an anime for it on Netflix. Yes,
On Netflix.
On Netflix?
it's based off of the third Castlevania game, I think.
Ew.
But yeah,
Here's
so,
my need to
We're going
know.
wild right now.
So yeah, so Vampire Killer out of all of these is the like
The song.
is one of the ones that like it's like the we talked about it in the other ones, but like the Mega Man Dr. Wily, like how it's like the big song for the series. Vampire Killer is one of those for Castlevania. So it is one that gets like brought up in a lot of the games. It gets remixed the most. It pops up in the most games. It is the theme song of the main character. So yeah, there's that. And Castlevania. Overall, I agree with what you guys put on there. I'm a little partial to Vampire Killer just because that's the one that I've known for like the longest time. But no, I mean, I think Heart of Fire's just got more going on. It has like a lot of changes in the song. So yeah, it's pretty dope. So so overall, Janet, I'll start with you. From a 1 to a 10, 10 being best soundtrack in the world, 1 being God, why? What would you rank this soundtrack?
I'm gonna give it a 7. 7 feels right.
7. Okay, and then Alyssa?
Yeah, I think like a 7 or an 8 is honestly good for it.
Pick
just
a
because
different number, Alyssa.
It's fine. It's an 8.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Just
you guys,
because of
we
the
don't
ratings.
you guys don't have to agree on these. I mean, these don't go. There's
Janet doesn't like that we're agreeing right now. You little shit.
So yeah, that's Castlevania. That was Blocky music for Castlevania 1, and cool. That was good stuff. Good stuff. So we will return for another Blocky music. So goodbye.
Bye.
Throwing you in the river when you get here, Janet.
Oh my god.